lies, forget about the lies. They're keeping you in hiding. Come and be alive.
Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. If you want to see how I got this bomb ginger hair, then I want you to continue watching. So here's what you'll need for this look. Loreal HIcolors. I use Red Fire and Copper Red. Salon 40 volume developer. BW2 Bleach, gloves, a dye brush, a garbage bag which is optional, combs, and a styrofoam wig head. So these are the hair deets. I got my hair from B.Blaze Hair Boutique on Instagram. They sent me 4 bundles, 20, 22, 24, and 26 for the matching frontal. However, I only colored the 22, 24, and the 26. This is their POSH CURL, and just look at this texture. The curls on this were so bomb, you guys, and I wasn't sure at first how the curls would hold up, but they definitely held up well. I'll show you towards the end of the video a comparison. So first, we're going to definitely put on our gloves to protect our hands from any dye. So here are the dyes. Oops, I dropped one. So I have L'Oreal HIcolors, H10 and H8, Copper Red, and Red Fire. So they come in a little tube like this, and I mix both of the colors in one bowl. So you just basically squeeze them out into the bowl. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I initially bought the little squeeze bottle because I wanted to squeeze the dye on my hair, but I figured I was just going to use the brush. I'm always wasting my money on products and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure it will come in handy later. So yes, I'm just squeezing the product into the bowl. So now that you have your product into the bowl, we're going to go in with our 40 volume developer from Salon. You can get this at Sally's or some local beauty supply stores, and just mix that in. I didn't do any exact measurements on this. I just kind of did it even, half and half, to what I felt, you know, was even. And yeah, so I'm just going to go in and just mix that up until it's not as thick as it was before, of course. So we also have these little droplets. The first time I ever used this brand, I forgot to put the droplets in. I don't know, it didn't make much of a difference, but they're just like these little color droplets that you add into your mixture, and I just added in both of those, and I'm just mixing that in until I get a nice consistency. So now we're just going to go in and comb out our bundles because this hair is curly. We want to make sure everything is all combed out, so we can definitely make sure that that hair is all saturated with the dye.
Forget about the light.
So for these first 2 bundles, because they're going to be at the bottom, I only colored up to the little tie that most bundles have. I didn't unwrap the bundle, but I will do that for the top bundle because it will be closest to my frontal, and I'm dyeing my frontal all the way to my roots. So as you can see, I'm just painting this on the hair, and I'm just rubbing it in occasionally to make sure everything is all saturated and even. I don't really want my color to be too uneven, if that makes sense. So I'm just going in and working my way up to the top of the bundle where I'm going to stop the dye, and I'm just going to continue to paint and paint and paint and paint. It can be tedious, but the outcome is always worth it. So here is the bundle all saturated, and you can see I got the camera showing the box to my Instagram. I was going live on Instagram while I was doing this color, and if you don't already follow me on Instagram at Laceassassin, I will have all of my social media in the description bar below. So now I'm just going in and flipping that bundle over to make sure the other side is saturated as well. So now that we have our bundle all saturated and the color is applied evenly, we're going to go and take this bundle and put it into a plastic bag. I just put mine into a plastic bag and let them sit so they can process. So like I told you guys, I was going to do the top bundle all the way up to the weft, and as you can see, I unraveled it. I already had applied the dye without it being unraveled, and then I remembered I had to do it all the way to the top, so I just went in and unraveled the bundle, and now I'm just going to go in and work that dye all the way to the top of the weft. Now onto the frontal. So I'm just going to be placing this frontal down on my styrofoam head, and I'm just going to be placing my T-pins in the frontal to hold this frontal in place. Now that we have that frontal all pinned down, we're going to go in and start applying this dye to the frontal. So for this, I didn't comb it out. I should have, but I just went right in and started painting the dye onto the hair. And you can see I'm going to go up to about an inch away from the roots because I do not want to get any dye on this lace. But however, I do want these roots to be perfectly dyed. So yeah, like I said, pretty tedious, but you just paint and paint and paint and paint. And we're just going to paint until this frontal is fully saturated. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing that word. I said it maybe like 15 times during this video. But just going to make sure this frontal is saturated. And as you can see, I am not painting all the way up to the lace. A lot of times people do that and they either stain the lace, or in some cases they can stain the knots. Now I'm just using what's left of this dye mixture with a rat tail comb, and I'm just combing my way up close to the roots. As you can see, I'm kind of brushing it on evenly. I like to use the rat tail combs because it's going to comb the hair and pick up the hair and saturate it with the dye, but not get the dye onto the lace if you are careful. This can be very, very tedious, as I said before, but it's all worth it in the end. I do go in with a brush. In some cases, in the middle of this frontal, I went in with a brush to show you guys how the brush can stain the lace. I'm not sure how technically, but I know usually when I color with a brush, if I'm not very light-handed and very careful, I can definitely stain that lace. A good alternative to the rat tail comb could also be a mascara spoolie. I have definitely used that technique before, and it definitely works good as well because it's gonna, like I said, pick up that hair and not really transfer the dye onto the lace. So now I'm just going in at the front of the lace because I did the baby hairs last. I'm not sure why. I think because they were parted out from the frontal and I was just working my way up the frontal vertically, if that makes sense. So now I'm just going in from the front of the lace and just combing back and making sure those baby hairs are covered with the dye as well. So now, as you can see, I'm going to zoom in for you guys and show you that the hair is completely covered with the dye and we do not have anything on the lace. And like I said, I went in with the brush and showed you guys. I'm going to show that later in the video once I get to bleaching the hair, how it stained the lace. So you can see now this is not the color that you guys seen in the intro. Whenever I do this, it doesn't come out super bright. I'm not sure why. I've seen videos where people's have came out bright. Mine just, however, it doesn't. And I've done it twice with this hair. So I'm just gonna go in with some bleach. And I know a lot of people don't like bleaching their hair, but however, I'm not gonna leave the bleach on for too long. And as you guys will see in the end of the video, and as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, it did not really take away this pattern. So I'm just going in and mixing in that with my 40 volume developer, and I'm just going to mix that up. So now that I have that all washed out, I washed out the first dye, and now I'm just going back in and I'm going to put this bleach all over the bundles just to lighten up that color. And as you can see, I'm just going in and painting it on. Pretty simple. Because the hair was already wet, I feel like it was much easier for me to apply the bleach. So I'm just working my way up to that tie, and like I said, always make sure you flip over your bundles and get the other side to make sure the hair is coated evenly. So now we have those first two bundles coated. We have that third bundle coated as well. So we're just going to go in at the top of that bundle to get it, like I said, up to the weft, because it's going to be at the top next to the frontal. And we're just going to finish applying that bleach and coating the hair. So now we're just going to go in with our bleach, and we're just going to do the same thing as we did with the bundles. I'm just mixing up that bleach, and I'm going to apply it all over the frontal. And as you can see, this got like a deep burgundy-ish color as well, same as the bundles. Like I said, whenever I do this method, I'm not sure why it never gets really light. So you want to make sure whenever you are dyeing your frontal that you definitely get the insides. So if you are applying it all over, like I'm doing, you want to make sure you open up that frontal and get close to the roots and on the inside, and that's what you see me doing now. So I'm just going in and making sure I get the inside, get close to those roots with the bleach. And like I said, when you go in with that brush, this is where you can see where I got the dye in, where I went in with the brush. As you can see, there's no dye in the front portion and on the sides where we use the comb method. But I just went in with my bleach and applied that bleach all over the knots. So I just went in with some Pantene shampoo to get out that bleach and get out the dye the first time. And now I'm going to go in with my favorite conditioner, which is Maui Moisture for thick and curly hair. I'm just coating that all over the hair to make sure after both those processes that this hair isn't too damaged and that we can revive those curls and make this hair feel soft and good. So here I'm just showing you guys the final product of the hair. This hair is wet, so it's going to get a little bit lighter than this when it's dry, but as you can see, it's like that perfect ginger, spicy, reddish kind of hair color, and I think this color will look great on all skin tones from light to dark. So now I'm going to show you guys a comparison of both the bundles wet, one that we didn't dye and the one that we did. As you can see, for the most part, that curl pattern is still there even after 2 processes of dye. It still looks great and they almost look similar. However, I didn't comb out the black one as much as the ginger one was combed out, but you can see the curls are still there and they haven't lost much texture. So this video really isn't going to be a review or anything on this hair, but if you guys do want to see any reviews or have any hair companies that you specifically want to see me review, definitely leave a comment down below for me to see, and I'll definitely try to see what I can do as far as reviewing those hair companies. This video was just solely for the purpose of how to get this bomb hair color, but I definitely in the near future we'll have another video up. I'm thinking of doing videos. I'll try to push out multiple videos weekly. So if you do have a suggestion, what you want to see on the channel, what you want to see me do, definitely just leave a comment below and let me know, and I'll try my best to do what everyone wants to see. And if you haven't already, which I'm sure you haven't, I only have about 100 subscribers. Did you just see that? At this point, definitely subscribe to my channel so you can see everything I post. I hopefully will have a lot of videos coming out soon. I've been pushing off YouTube for so long, but now I finally got around to it. Took me a while to get everything together. Camera, lights, just, you know, the idea of what I wanted to do on my channel in general. So definitely subscribe. Definitely have some new videos coming soon. Next video should be out within a week. No promises because I am super busy this week, but I'll try my hardest to get something out for you guys to watch. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like as well down below,